Hello and welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
Party General Secretary Nguyen Trong meets with Hanoi voters. Vietnam and Azerbaijan set up legal and judicial cooperation. Traditional long dresses shine at festival in Ho Chi Minh City.
Party General Secretary Nguyen Trong has joined National Assembly members in Hanoi in a meeting with voters in Ba Dinh, Hoan Kiem and Tây Hồ districts.
During the meeting on March 8th, most of the voters stressed the need to promote equitization of state-owned enterprises and adopt preferential policies for the private sector, especially those concerning capital and land leasing, to facilitate private firms' development. More drastic measures are needed to repel corruption and wastefulness, voters said, noting that efforts should be strengthened to improve the quality of inspectors at all levels, aiming to create a breakthrough in anti-corruption. Acknowledging voters' opinions, the party chief said their ideas and suggestions will help National Assembly deputies do their duties better. In his reply related to the coming elections of the 13th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels, the party chief said he agrees with the voters on the need to select meritorious candidates. He said voters should promote democracy and responsibility to wisely choose and elect the most worthy candidates in this important political event.
An inauguration ceremony for Cam Ranh International Port was held in the central coastal province of Khánh Hòa on March 8. State President Trang Sang attended the ceremony, among others.
Speaking at the function, President Sang hailed the Saigon Newport Corporation and the Vietnam Oil and Gas Group for completing the first phase of this important project. He urged the Saigon Newport Corporation to step up the implementation of the second phase of the project, ensuring its progress and quality. Once completed, the Cam Ranh International Port is expected to become the biggest port in Vietnam in terms of road length, which could handle 18 ships at one time and accommodate ships of up to 110,000 deadweight tonnage. It is capable of receiving 185 ships each year and is designed to protect ships against 8-level wind and storms. The port will serve both civilian and military vessels. Cam Ranh Bay holds a strategic position in the East Sea due to its proximity to international navigation routes and Hoàng Sa or Paracel and Trường Sa or Spratly archipelagos, as well as to oil and gas areas in the southeast continental shelf of Vietnam.
On March 8, President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Nguyen hosted a reception for Tsutomu Takebe, Special Advisor to the Japan-Vietnam Friendship Parliamentary Alliance.
Delighted at the fine development of the Vietnam-Japan extensive strategic partnership, the Front's leader affirmed that Vietnam attaches special importance to the nation's ties and believes the relationship will go further. Tsutomu Takebe informs the host of the progress of the Vietnam-Japan University project. He said the university will open its first master course on September 9th, expressing his hope that French President Nguyen, one of the first Vietnamese politicians who prepared the ground for the project, will make further efforts to boost its operation. The French leader confirmed that Vietnam is willing to coordinate with Japan to put the university into operation effectively. The two sides exchange views and experience in the agriculture sector, especially advanced cooperative and private agriculture enterprise models.
Vietnam and Azerbaijan have officially established cooperation in legal and judicial affairs. An agreement to this effect has been signed in Hanoi by Vietnamese Justice Minister Ha Hong Cương and his Azerbaijani counterpart Fikrat Mamadov. Accordingly, the two sides will join hands in judicial activities, personnel training, and legal studies, among others. Addressing the signing ceremony on March 8, Minister Cương highlighted the fruitful traditional friendship between Vietnam and Azerbaijan. He said Azerbaijan boasts a strong judicial system and has experience in judicial reform, which Vietnam can learn from to perfect its own legal system and judicial reform. Fikrat Mamadov expressed his hope that the agreement will be actualized as soon as possible and that the two sides will enhance the exchange of experts and officials to contribute to judicial reforms in each country. Earlier, the Azerbaijan Justice Minister met with Chief Judge of the Supreme People's Court, Trang. The guest expressed his hope that the two sides will intensify delegation exchanges and collaboration in legal and judicial affairs. Bing, in turn, hailed the significance of the Azerbaijani delegation's visit, affirming that it will contribute to enhancing the nation's traditional friendship and solidarity. He said he believes the signing of their cooperation agreement will form a foundation to tighten bilateral relations in the legal and judicial fields. Deputy Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn and Minister of State at the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office Hugo Swire co-chaired the 5th Vietnam-UK Strategic Dialogue in London on March 7th.
They focused discussions on issues related to the two countries' foreign policies and the bilateral cooperation, while proposing measures to deepen the strategic partnership in the priority fields like politics, diplomacy, trade, education, security and defense. The two sides agreed that the Vietnam-UK strategic partnership maintains positive development, which was reflected in the success of Prime Minister David Cameron's official visit to Vietnam in 2015. In terms of economic ties, both sides took note of the impressive growth in bilateral trade and investment relations in the past time. Two-way trade hit $5.4 billion in 2015, up 25% from the previous year. The UK's investments in Vietnam totaled $4.7 billion, ranking second among EU countries pouring capital into the Southeast Asian nation. The two sides agreed to continue to boost economic, trade and investment ties between the two countries and create favorable conditions for the enterprises to approach each other's business and investment markets, while reaffirming commitment to strongly supporting and speeding up the signing and ratification of the Vietnam-EU Free Trade Agreement.
On March 8th, the Vietnam News Agency and the southern province of Long An signed an agreement on communications cooperation, allowing both sides to support each other in the field.
Under the agreement, the Vietnam News Agency will publish news on aspects of Long An in all media forms it publishes, as well as assist the province in communications for both internal and foreign relations purposes. Vietnam News Agency General Director Nguyen said the agency and Long An should design collaboration plans to popularize the party and state's policies and orientations in an accurate, timely and all-encompassing manner. Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Do Hữu Lâm, said he hopes a comprehensive image of Long An will be disseminated to the community through the Vietnam News Agency's publications and other media forms, helping the locality attract investment and boost tourism and services. On the occasion, General Director Le presented the initiative for the course of Vietnam News Agency to the provincial leaders.
Vietnamese culinary delights are drawing attention at Fooddex, Japan's largest international food and beverage exhibition that opened in Chiba Prefecture on March 8. 21 Vietnamese firms are displaying their products, including fruit, cashews, cakes and juices on an area of 180 square meters. Vietnam has taken part in the annual exposition since 2012. This year marks the country's 5th time participating and is the largest in scale yet, both in terms of numbers and exhibition space. Vietnamese products are receiving credit from several international businesses at the fair and expect to make inroads into the Japanese market. Vietnamese Trade Counselor to Japan Nguyen said, Fooddex Japan 2016 opens a great opportunity for Vietnam to boost exports to Japan. The trade show, which lasts until March 11th, gathers 3,000 enterprises from 83 countries and territories worldwide and is estimated to welcome 75,000 visitors. An exhibition telling stories of women in the fight against natural disasters is ongoing at the Vietnam Women's Museum in Hanoi. The show forms part of a project to raise women's ability in mitigating calamity risks and responding to climate change. It is jointly carried out by the Vietnam Women's Union and the UN Women. On display at the exhibition are 200 photos and objects which feature stories about the ways women deal with natural disasters. One of the stories narrates the case of Thảo, a single mother of three in the central province of Quảng Bình. Thảo lost her home and all assets when a storm swept through the locality in 2011 due to the lack of experience in coping with calamities. By joining the UN Women-initiated project and with support from the local authorities, Thảo life and her children's gradually resumed to normal, and now she is ready to cope with any natural disasters. The UN Women's Project, which has been carried out in Bình Định, Đồng Tháp, Thừa Thiên Huế and Cà Mau provinces, aims to encourage more women's participation in decision-making to deal with climate change and enhance the community's response in preventing and mitigating impacts of natural disasters.
Women are often thought to be passive in coping with natural disasters. It is partly right. However, the more important is that they are not equipped with sufficient knowledge to be active in dealing with the impacts of natural disasters. I believe the exhibition will help change the public awareness about women, and women will be given more opportunities to take part in social activities.
The exhibition will run until the end of March. Afterwards, the photos and objects will then be displayed in central provinces. A festival promoting áo dài, traditional Vietnamese dress, is taking place in Ho Chi Minh City. The opening ceremony of the event took place on March 8. During the festival, students participated in the tunic ride bicycles from the Youth Cultural House to key destinations in Ho Chi Minh City to promote tourism. In addition, tailors, companies and shopping malls offer discounts on áo dài and accessories during the festival. An áo dài decoration competition for local and foreign contestants will be organized from March 19th to 20th. Tourists could also get áo dài done in short order.
I feel incredibly happy today because I get to wear the beautiful traditional long dress. I want to wear áo dài throughout my years as a student. The Vietnamese traditional long dress show is a very interesting program because it highlights one of Vietnam's most attractive features for foreign visitors. Also, I will be showing a new design with fresh flowers decorated on the long dresses, introducing Vietnam's people and country to the world.
Earlier, a festival highlighting Vietnamese traditional dresses was held in Hanoi's Temple of Literature. Female ambassadors and ambassador spouses in Vietnam also showed their interest in wearing the elegant silk Vietnamese áo dài. And that was the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. From all of us here at VNA News, we wish you a happy International Women's Day. Goodbye for now.